Ah, Proxy, I bear grim news. The secret Hermaeus Mora guarded has escaped, and Athelia is forgotten no more. Strange disturbances and disorder now rack these lands. West Weald suffers. But by following these occurrences, we may just find her. A secretive and violent order called the Recollection scours ruins throughout the Weald. Strange Daedric creatures harry the region, and the wood elf King Nantharian reigns over a newly grown forest, a sure sign the threads of fate have frayed. The lines of possibility that weave through reality and hold everything together. Athelia, the Daedric Prince of Paths, has been set free. Her presence threatens both our world and the realms beyond. Help me meet this threat, and you will be rewarded. Let me mark your map. Frayed threads of fate point to Rustwall, the Ellenglin ruins, and Ostermere. And take this relic, the Echonir. You might find it useful. My friend Baragon offered his townhouse in Skingrad. Let us meet there when we are done. They are all within West Weald, not far from the city of Skingrad. Which location are you curious about? Rustwall Estate is an old Colovian manor to the southeast, on the outskirts of Skingrad. Why Rustwall is important, I cannot say. Yet the threads of fate have been disturbed there, and we need to determine the cause. I am not sure. That is why I asked you to investigate. Ostermere is a Colovian town in the Strid Vale, not far from the southern edge of the New Forest. I have heard stories about powerful groundquakes and enraged forest creatures in the area. The Valenwood Forest mysteriously expanded across the River Strid and replaced the previous Colovian terrain. The wood elves who settled the area call it Dawnwood. King Nantharian rules a new Bosmer realm beneath its thick canopy. Ellenglin is a substantial Ayleid ruin that lies north of Skingrad. A lonely and peaceful spot, or so I have been told. Yet the threads of fate simply vanish in the vicinity. A phenomenon I have never observed before. We must determine why. Recently, the vineyards of the southwest portion of the Weald were overgrown with a thick forest. Now wood elves led by King Nantharian have settled the city of Vashabar. So far these settlers have been peaceful, but Skingrad is concerned. Very good. I do not know what awaits you at Rustwall, but look for our ally Baragon at Ostermere. He mentioned he had business of his own there. As for Ellenglin, I will meet you there. I am quite curious to see those ruins. It began with Torvasard, a clanless Dremora tormented by a dream he could not remember. He came to suspect that something had been taken from him, and that Hermaeus Mora was responsible. So Torvasard sought allies. The Daedric princes Vermina and Periite. Torvasard convinced them Mora had stolen their memories too. Together they invaded Apocrypha and reached the glyphics in which Mora kept the secret. There was another Daedric prince, Athelia. Hermaeus Mora rallied other princes against her. They defeated Athelia and Mora imprisoned her within the mythos, the core of Apocrypha. Then he made everyone forget. Torvasard opened the glyphics and set the imprisoned memories free. When we followed Torvasard to Athelia's prison, he was as surprised as we were. She had already escaped. Perhaps the act of restoring her memory to the world was enough for her to set herself free. Now Athelia is loose and somewhere in West Weald.
Rest easy, friend.
You there! Let's help these people! You there! Let's help these people! You there! Let's help these people!
What perfect luck, my friend! You're exactly who I need right now.
I'm pretty sure my leg is broken. Baragon pulled me out from under a rock. He's a good sort. For a wood elf. Maybe you can help him. I'm pretty sure my leg is broken.
Mother demanded we return for the family jewels. Priceless heirlooms, she kept insisting. I begged her to let them go. We should never have come back here.
What perfect luck, my friend! You're exactly who I need right now. These people are safe, but there's others in the village of Ostamir still trapped by rubble, or worse. Can you help me find them? The quakes could start again, so we need to hurry. Greenspeaker Sorrelin sent me a letter, asked me to meet her here. After I arrived, the ground rumbled like an angry timber mammoth. Whole buildings collapsed, trapping people. When the new forest appeared, it damaged the village. This may end it. Apparently, a few months back, what was once rolling hills and rich Colovian farmland was suddenly engulfed by this great forest. Look, help me rescue more Ostamir survivors. Then we can find Sorrelin. I can toss you some coin for your efforts. Inside the village, listen for any calls for help. People could be buried under rubble or trapped inside collapsed buildings. Just watch out for the strange beasts. They appeared after the ground shook. And keep an eye out for Greenspeaker Sorrelin. It's a typical Colovian village, or rather, it was, known for fishing and trade. As I understand it, when this forest sprang up a few months ago, it caused massive damage and drove the villagers away. They were starting to return when this happened. Very. And this new forest, it's like Valenwood jumped the river and spread here. I remember when Ostamir was founded. Some wood elves thought it was a prelude to invasion, but a fishing settlement posed no threat, and cooler heads prevailed. That's one of the things I'm looking into. Something caused this forest to grow rapidly, so I suspect some sort of magic was involved. From the growth pattern, I guess that this stretch of land along the river was where the new growth originated. I'd rather not speculate. Wood elf magic can speed and direct growth, but not on this scale. And not so wild and untamed that it destroys whole villages. Still, I plan to look into all that. Later, after we help these people. Questions are all well and good, but we have people to save. Anything else you want to know? Otherwise, let's get on with the rescuing, friend. No clue at all. Her letter was quite short. All it said was she learned something in Ostamir. She said it was important, and I needed to see it for myself. She wants to share whatever she discovered with me. That's all I know. I don't know. Last I heard, she was part of the Wood Elf settlement in Vashabar. That isn't too far from here. That's what the Wood Elves who settled here after the forest appeared call their city. It's north of here. Anyway, she could have come to Ostamir for the Aeliad ruins. There are plenty nearby that might interest her, but that's just a guess. That's how we met. I love all sorts of history while she studies Aelids. The culture and history of those ancient elves fascinate her. My own interests were purely practical, stuff that could help me back in my adventuring days. The finest wielders of nature magic in Tamriel. Green speakers wiggle their fingers and a tree bends its shape into a home. They make it possible for wood elves to construct cities without harming the forest. I don't know. Last I heard, she was part of the wood elf settlement in Vashabar. That isn't too far from here. Keep your ears open. Follow any shouts for help.
Clear the rubble!
Thank the ape. I thought that was my grave.
My sister's trapped! We need help!
It hurts so much, sister. I know, little bug. Please, help me move this. Thank you. I'm never coming back here.
These creatures only exist in the Dawnwood. They look so strange.
We got this.
We're still standing. Be proud of that.
Help! The vines won't let me go! Thanks. Even the plants want to kill me.
You're safe now. Go join your fam. I had no idea the ground would shake so violently when I asked Baragon to meet me here. Nature is nothing if not unpredictable. I also didn't expect him to bring a guest. So, who are you, friend of Baragon? Helping people in dangerous situations sounds just like Baragon. Can't fault him for accepting help. I asked him to join me in Ostermere because I found something amazing, miraculous even. He needs to see it for himself. No. The only way Baragon can understand this discovery is by experiencing it himself. How about we all see it together? It's down in the Aeliad ruins nearby. I'll show you both. It truly is remarkable. Baragon's an old friend. He'll appreciate my discovery. I hope you do as well. The ruins are to the southeast of the village. Meet me outside the entrance when you finish helping survivors. I can't wait for Baragon to see what I found. In addition to being a green speaker, I study Aelids and the history of the wild elves for the University of Gwylem. The nearby ruins called out to me the moment I noticed them. And what I discovered... No, you really must see it. Why wouldn't I be? All Bosmer can trace their lineage directly to the ancient Aelids. Well, almost all. This history surprises many people and can be controversial, but my research definitively shows that we're the inheritors of that legacy. A disgusting bigotry toward Bosmer pervades scholars from other cultures. To them, we're not worthy of such a noble ancestry. But plainly, they're wrong. You should read my book. It contains all the evidence needed to persuade any doubter. Greenspeakers are a vital part of any Bosmer community, and I cherish my role. Shaping the green is an art. It involves merging my voice with the song of nature and guiding how things grow. We don't control nature. Instead, we have a conversation. Did Baragon tell you that? No, ordinary greenspeaking can't manipulate something as large as this new forest, and certainly not as fast as it appeared. Beyond that, I'd rather not speculate. It goes against my training as a researcher. We grew up together. He started on a path of warrior and hunter, while I trained as a greenspeaker. He had an interest in scholarly pursuits as well, and we bonded over shared studies. He became a good friend. In addition to being a greenspeaker, I study Aelids and the history of the wild elves for the University of Gwylem. The nearby ruins called out to me the moment I noticed them. And what I discovered... No, you really must see it. Why wouldn't I be? All Bosmer can trace their lineage directly to the ancient Aelids. Well, almost all. This history surprises many people and can be controversial, but my research definitively shows that we're the inheritors of that legacy. A disgusting bigotry toward Bosmer pervades scholars from other cultures. To them, we're not worthy of such a noble ancestry. But plainly, they're wrong. You should read my book. It contains all the evidence needed to persuade any doubter.
Sorrelin wants to meet at the ruins east of here. Let's go.
And that's the end of that. We're in this together.
The handwriting at the bottom of the note is definitely Sorrelin's. Running into ruins alone is just like her. But I didn't expect the recollection to be here. She's heading into more danger than she realizes. I've never heard of a seed, but the Wood Elves of Vashabar use Wildburn to refer to the strange blight along the edge of the new forest. Worry about that later. Let's focus on finding Greenspeaker Sorrelin before she runs afoul of the recollection. The recollection consists mostly of wood elves, fanatics to a cause I haven't quite pinned down yet. If there are more of them in there, we'll probably need to fight. Come on, let's head into the ruins and find Greenspeaker Sorrelin. Some sort of cult made up mostly of disgruntled wood elves. Seems to have a connection to the ancient Ayleids, but I don't have all the details yet. That's why I am out here adventuring again. I want to figure out who they are and what they're up to. Just that it's what the wood elves of Vashabar call the narrow band of devastation that runs along the northern edge of the New Forest. It separates the rest of West Weald from Dawnwood. I'm not sure what a wild-burned seed is, but I plan to find out. Some sort of cult made up mostly of disgruntled wood elves. Seems to have a connection to the ancient Ayleids, but I don't have all the details yet. That's why... Those vines! That's the entrance to the ruins. Let's find Sorrelin first, friend. I knew
That's
it.
the end
The
of that
place is
tale.
thick with the recollection. Sorrelin's up ahead. What's she looking at?
Do you feel it, Baragon? The grandeur of our history!
You're right. These ruins are incredible.
Do you feel it? The power of the Ayleids pervades this place. Millennia separate us from the Heartland High Elves, but I can feel their legacy flowing through my blood. It pains me to see their glory buried in these ruins. This was all for Baragon's benefit. You're just an unintended spectator. I brought Baragon here to remind him of his Ayleid heritage. The recollection remembers their past. This land belonged to the Ayleids, and we Bosmer are their rightful heirs. Not at all, but some of their beliefs match my own. All that aside, I wanted to show Baragon what I found. A new type of seed. It's similar to what we Greenspeakers use to grow and shape tree villages, but different. It thrums with unique potential. Bugshells! Surprise ruined! I wanted to show him the wild burn seed. Talk to him, discuss the recollection, both the good points and the bad. I suppose he'll want to take the seed before the recollection does. I suggest you hurry. They're close. The wild burn seed grows deep in the ruins. I suggest we split up. I'll lead the recollection on a merry chase while you and Baragon find the seed. And don't worry, I'm sure we'll meet up along the way. And Baragon, remember your history. This style of architecture dates back to the late Merethic era. It combines majesty with practicality, so probably a place for Daedra worship and training. These Ayleids seem to have been particularly fond of someone they called the Prince of Paths. As I said, I plan to keep some of their attention on me instead of you. After that, well, I'm very stealthy. I have no doubt I can elude their patrols. And if I do get into trouble, I'm sure you and Baragon will come to my rescue.
Move! Get out of there! Send Darcy you safely to your rest.
Sorelin has a point. These ruins are too wondrous to let sit forgotten.
I take no pleasure in killing. But I'm glad we're alive and they're not.
Look, Greenspeaker Sorelin, up on the walkway.
See, Baragon? The Colovians built atop our heritage! They buried it all!
That's how it works, Sorelin. The new replaces
I thought
the
I
old.
could convince you that we'd find the Wildburn seed together.
What? Sorelin, come back!
Why did you do that?
Now she's up on the ledge.
Join me, Baragon! The Recollection needs wood elves like you! We can finally claim our rightful inheritance!
You're with the Recollection? Cracked acorns, what are you thinking? Follow her!
I hope I was of some assistance. We've got this!
Light and root rot! How could Sorelin join the Recollection? They're murderers!
There are none left to stand against us. You've met your match. Guard up, get moving.
Those doors, let's try there. We need to find that seed. Sorelin, talk to me! I can't let you take that seed!
I won't fight you, Baragon. There are other seeds than these.
I'll go after her. Grab the seed and follow after me!
The Recollection seeks justice, Baragon, for all Bosmer!
Spilled blood and displaced families aren't justice!
We've been friends forever! Why won't you trust me?
The Recollection
Stendhal was with us
destroyed
in
this
that night.
village! Who knows what other harm the rapid growth caused?
I thought you'd understand! I thought you had vision! Goodbye, Baragon!
No, Sorelin, what? I couldn't catch her. I've known Sorlin for almost my whole life. I cared about her, considered her a friend, perhaps more. Why didn't I see that she had been taken in by the recollection? Maybe I could have done something. Blight, this hurts. She always claimed Ayleid land belonged to the Wood Elves, but that was purely academic before. Sounds like the recollection promised to make it real. Could be why they wanted the Wildburn seed. Speaking of which, did you get it? I've never seen a seed like this before. It feels wrong. You're working with Laramil, right? She needs to know what we discovered here. Meet us back in Skingrad. I have a townhouse there. Oh, and take this. You more than deserve it for helping me. Sure, my lifelong friend joined a violent cult, but you and I actually did some real good today. We saved people in Ostermere and kept this seed away from the recollection. When you're ready, meet Laramil and me at my townhouse in Skingrad.